welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. Well, we've been having some technical problems, but I'm going to blame it on Facebook. Apparently Facebook.
Oh, I thought he was going to say me.
Oh, no, I would never blame it on you. Now, this is Rusty
Okay.
Meyers. We all know he's frequently on my show, having a fabulous time. And, hey, Rusty.
Hey, Waddy.
How's it going on in Vegas? What's going on in the film industry?
Well, I'll tell you, last time I saw you, it was at a film that was shot here, Unwritten.
Unwritten,
And
yes.
had a couple of actors that have studied with me and I've cast as well in the show. You don't get to see a lot of full-length feature films here in town that are shot here, and that was one of them. And you kind of go in a little with trepidation in regards to, you know, what it's going to turn out like, and
this turned out a hit.
Yeah, it actually did really a lot better than I figured.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be something, you know. It's like, but a lot of it has to do with budget, of course, and they can't really afford all the greatest equipment, and it just seems like there's always a little something that, gosh, if they had only had this, or they were able to get, because they had some good people in it.
But I also, when I'm saying that, I think when you do have it all and you have the whole thing, you still want more.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you've got a big budget.
Exactly.
There's always that, well, I could have done that if I'd had that. There's always that.
Right.
But that actually creates going to a better place, because you learn by that.
Hopefully.
And you go into it, the next time you do it better than the time before.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people just try bite off more than they can chew. Let's use that for an example. Going into whether it's the acting end of it or the directing or camera or whatever it might be, sometimes, because there's a lot of great equipment that anybody can buy anywhere, and then all of a sudden I'm a filmmaker.
Yeah, I know.
And that's just like when actors, you know, say, "Hey, I bought my SAG card. Now I know how to do it." It's like, well, you kind of jump the gun a little bit sometimes. And
now you're a little bit on that. And I've had a couple of little messages from you that, whereas some people, as a teacher, because you teach acting, but you say some people sort of get parts and do things, but they really haven't had the experience.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people out there that really don't need the experience. That seem to be able to just have that acting ability. Do we not give them a little leeway?
Yeah, absolutely. There are people that have that it factor, and you've had a few of them on the show that I know and I've worked with, and I've worked with people that are in shows on the Strip, and they come to me privately. I just do privates mostly now. I used to do groups here for years, but a lot of the people, they want to kind of cross over from theater, stage, or musicals into film and TV. Because I had that problem for years. I was a musical theater guy and stage. I mean, I did.
Well, you were known as that.
Yeah, I mean, I did it all through high school and college and all this stuff. So when I moved to LA when I was 19, I took that, I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah.
Moved out there and thought, I'm going to take the world by storm. And
they're all going to hire me.
Absolutely.
I'm to be the leading man in.
Well, that's why a lot of people, even from here, and I was out there and I struggled through it, and a lot of the first time I was there for like 6 years, and I realized that I didn't know what I was doing. I could act, but I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know the business side of it.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's the problem. That's one of the biggest problems, that a lot of the actors out there don't know the business side, and especially the music business. Yeah. They can sing, they can rap, they can do everything. Put the business side on it, forget it. They don't know.
It's tough, and until you learn that, you're going to be struggling. Again, can be a great actor, but you just don't know which way to go. And I ended up moving to Texas, and then finally got a role in a serious film, and then I moved to New York and started doing commercials, and that was the niche that I fell into that kind of gave me this is how it's done.
Yeah.
So, and that by that time, career's almost over. I mean, you have to do it right away. You have to get into it. You don't wait.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people here that they all have day jobs and they do this at night.
Well,
and friends of mine
I've
never had a job in my life other than acting. And that,
good for you.
Well, it's not easy.
Well, of course, it's work.
Well, Top Ramen and I are like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how to eat on a budget, and anytime you do make money, I mean, you make a lot of money, but when you do, when you don't, it's that, what am I going to do next week? So it's the fact that there are people that are here that get a taste of some of these films, and they're in a
they
big
get a taste of honey.
yeah, and it's, you know, big fish, small town, and that's okay. But you go to L.A. and you start playing with the big boys, you're going to realize, ooh, boy, I really don't know what I'm doing.
But this is also
Yeah.
becomes a business part.
Yeah.
Now, you just talked about LA, and there's a few things that bothered me about LA with our very big actors. We've all been bringing things out of these guys with these girls and all this stuff.
That's me. Oh, I'm sorry.
and all these what's going on with these guys and these girls of years ago and everything else, and then also they've come out with the politics. And so what are actors are actually, you know, they portray a part and they do something different, and a lot of these accusations have been when they've both been young and they've both gone into the business, and then you've got politics. What are the actors doing? I mean, because they have to reach everybody, don't they?
That's a whole mouthful right there, and I don't know. No, I really don't get involved in it. I wish I could say, you know, some wise words of wisdom, but I can't. I think that since I moved to Vegas years ago, I've kind of decided, yeah, I'm done. I still direct and act from time to time and do some casting, but it's tough. I mean, you have to be there, and so I say to the people who are here, if you go out to L.A. or New York and give it a real shot, then take it seriously. And before you go, you better have your ducks in a row, because I didn't. And I suffered for many years and wasted a lot of my youth in not knowing what I was doing. So some of the people that are here in town, I'm going, you guys really, you have a really good chance at kind of getting ahead. And then going there with something.
Yes.
And I'm going to direct I was just asked to direct a play here in town. It's not till next year, actually, but it's a show that I did years ago here, and I was in it in high school, and then I directed it out here, called Never Too Late. It's at the summer. It's called Summer Theater Off Season at the Super Summer Theater, and actually there's on this coming April 22nd. There's a get together with all the actors and backstage people, and it's like it's a picnic. We do these. We used to do them once a year in October. Now we've kind of decided let's do it twice, because not everybody can go at certain times.
Actors, directors, and producers, and they all come together.
And it's a picnic, and everybody brings drinks.
When is it?
April 22nd at Baskin Park, which is over on Oakey, between Rancho and Valley View.
Oh, I know where
from
it is,
3 to 8, so it's
quite a long time.
Yeah, and so people can come after their Sunday matinees, and if people have a show at night, or they can come beforehand. So people bring food and drinks, and they play guitar and just have a fun time.
A nice get together. It sounds fabulous.
Yeah, it's something for everybody.
Do you think the film industry and everything? Well, let's just talk about the film. The film industry is coming to Vegas. Big time.
You know what? I know that you ask that a lot on the show, and I think the answer is it's always been here, but it's to what level we're getting to go from just having local things and independent and student films and stuff like that. What's the next step? How many of these films go to that next level? Okay, you can rent out a theater or a cinema and run it for one day, and then what do? You try and sell it on video or DVDs or whatever. I don't know if anybody's making their money back. That's the tough part, because I know that most of the things are non-union, so there's not a lot of money in it.
I think something like that goes more than one day. I don't think you can actually produce something and put something all together in one day as a little reel or something. But I really feel that they need to get things a little bit more together, a little bit more professional, because what you put out there is actually what you do.
Yeah, and it'd be nice if more people worked and collaborated together.
Oh, I couldn't. Vegas, do that. Please do that.
If you could, because there are some really good people out there on both sides, behind the camera and in front of the camera, and people that are writers. As it all starts with
they
script.
all need to mingle and get together and work. I think that's a great.
I just think that some people. I want to do it. I want to wear all of the hats.
I agree with you. Nobody wants to help anybody in this town. In fact, nobody will recommend you or do anything. That's very very hard in this town. I'm not used to that.
Yeah, well, I see.
I will share.
Yeah, I see a lot of things on Facebook. I go there a lot, and through all these different groups.
Yeah.
And somebody will post something about I'm looking for this or I'm hiring that, and I always go, hey man, I have connections to everything you would ever need.
Yes.
It's absolutely fantastic. No, I don't know why I went there, but it's
That's his acting.
Thank you. But I try and reach out even to other casting directors. I say, hey, if you can't find them, because I say I have some people, and I mean because casting directors here aren't always, they also have regular jobs, so they don't go out like I do to go to showcases and go to other workshops and go to film festivals and watch. I go, I've never seen that kid before. Come here for a second. Let me. Yeah, there's an option here.
The message we're giving out here is really collaborate together, be a little bit more friendly to each other, help each other, because everybody's an individual and everybody does their own thing. There's no really competition. Because,
well, it should be friendly competition, and rivals. Like basketball or any kind of sport, if you're hopefully at the end of the fight or the end of the show, you can all end up going, hey, we all did that together.
Yeah.
And because I want to work with people that are better than me.
Yes.
And
that's like the tennis player. You want to play tennis?
Yeah.
Always play with somebody better than you.
Yeah, or at least at your level, because
you
the person.
At your level.
I don't think LeBron James would like to play basketball against me. What would he get out of it?
I don't know.
Nothing. But
right.
Acting at your level and going to workshops and going to classes and getting better and work with people you don't feel comfortable with.
But that's like anything. I mean, even if you go into a regular job in a corporate company, you actually keep going higher and higher.
Yeah.
You have all your level. Well, that's the same with acting. That's the same with producing, writing, anything of that in the entertainment business. You've got to get your levels higher each time.
Yeah.
And push
Otherwise,
forward.
it becomes a kind of a comfort zone, and it becomes too easy
You can't say,
for
well, I
you.
don't need to have any more lessons. I don't need to be taught anymore because we
Right.
can always learn.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. And
Absolutely.
39 and
And if you
forward.
don't, if you're not learning, then I want to make new mistakes.
Yeah. I don't mind making mistakes.
Yeah.
I think mistakes are rather fun.
But if you don't learn from them, then what's the point?
Well, that's what. Well, we've had some wonderful information from Rusty. Rusty's always giving us a lot of stuff out there. If anybody wants to have private lessons with you or whatever, how can they get hold of you?
Well, I'm pretty easy to find on Facebook. Rusty Meyers is probably a couple of them, but you can find me there, and I'll reply. I mean, you can IMDb me and things like that. But it's one of those things where, if you need some, help or something like that. Because like I said, I know a lot of people that don't really want to tell people that they study, because it goes, that means they don't know what they're doing. It's like, no, that means you realize
every day.
that. I mean, it's like, do you cut your own hair? No, you go to somebody who knows how to cut it. Could you? Yeah, I guess you could.
Cut my own hair
with a Flowbee. but if somebody needs to contact me, and because I see people, like I said, on a private basis, and it's something where if you're not sure, ask somebody.
Absolutely.
Because I didn't, and I suffered from it.
If you lose your way, ask somebody the right way.
Yeah.
Okay. On that, we're going to say thank you, Rusty Myers.
Thanks,
You've
honey.
been amazing.
Appreciate it.
Mwah.
Appreciate
Great
it.
guy, fabulous guy. We'll be right back.
Thanks for having me.